Detroit is the greatest!
Straight up light you on fire for a coney dog right now.
Takes, throws, end zone, Calvin, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
In the air, left field! The Tigers march to the World Series!
Dear Detroit Lions management, coaching staff, and players, I don't assume to speak for all Lions fans because I know there are many of us who are much more angry and hurt than I am, but I feel that it's necessary to at least air my stance on the team as they have been presented to us this season. A year after going 11-5, including a heartbreaking loss in a playoff game that we should have won, fans expect more. I realize that we lost 3 key pieces of our defensive line, but we were led to understand that the rest of our defense could absorb the losses and at least put up some semblance of a defense. Through 8 games, it's clear that is not true. The success of our defense last year was able to hide many of the issues our offense had. They saved us many times, and unfortunately our offense has not improved at all. Our quarterback, number 1 overall pick, Matthew Stafford, is nothing but a lower tier player. He has all the athletic traits you'd want in a starting quarterback, but whether if it's because he will never develop or our coaching staff doesn't have the capability to mold him into a true starter, he is only the tip of the iceberg of our problems. We have no running game. Amir Abdullah is an utter failure and has lost all the faith of the coaching staff and the fan base. We've wasted another generational talent in Calvin Johnson, who is now entering the twilight of his career. We've wasted 2 first-round picks on tight ends, one who is a glorified offensive lineman, and one who is slowly developing into a competent receiver, but not worthy of the 10th overall pick. Our offensive line is a joke, and the high draft picks we've used on them aren't living up to their draft position, including this year's draft pick of Laken Tomlinson, who the doc predicted would be a Pro Bowler, has difficulty cracking the starting lineup. It would be easy to blame it on coaching, but I honestly think the blame should start at the top. We have lived through the worst era of Lions football with Matt Millen as general manager, and the truth is, we are still in that era. We are still in hell. To replace Matt Millen as general manager with his right-hand man Martin Mayhew is like taking the keys of a car away from a 7-year-old and giving them to his 5-year-old brother and expecting them to get home safely. You have made just enough smart moves to fool the Ford family that you can still run this team when in reality, nearly any fan could be in your position and with your same resources, put together a better team. I cannot trust any move you make anymore, and will be completely surprised at any success my Lions have while you still have a job, which I don't think you will hold for more than 6 more months. But through it all, I am still a fan. Just because you lose in every single way possible and promise hope nearly every season but fail to deliver, I will never stop rooting for my Lions. Make no mistake, I will get angry and I will boo when the product on the field is at the level we've seen this season. You should expect that, and if you don't and think we should blindly cheer, then you are insulting our intelligence. You get paid lots of money, part of which comes from fans supporting your team by going to games and buying merchandise. You have us through the good and the bad, and part of your job is dealing with it. I will not stop being a fan just because my team is bad. Regardless of what many people say and calling for boycotts of the team, which I think is laughable, I will not deny myself something that I love. In the end, it wasn't us who started the season 1-7. It's not us who has embarrassed ourselves on nationally televised games. It's not us who has made our opponents look like men amongst boys and made constant errors that get scrutinized nationally. We are fans. You are losers. I hope that one day I can call you winners, but you will always be my Lions.
Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. I guess we really can't top that. So we want to just wrap everything up and go home. I guess we can do so. Jason Jarvi, damn it, I am so proud of you.
That was so eloquent.
Hey,
you can write.
Let's give him an applaud. Jason Jarvi, I've known you for 2 years now, and you finally have snapped out of your coma. It took the Lions to lose 9 out of the last 10 games and be 1-7 in the bottom of the NFC in the NFL for Jason the King Jarvi to finally snap out of it. And Jason, God bless you for doing so.
You know, this is just it's the truth. Everything that I just said is the truth,
Dude.
and I've tried to be an optimist, and and I'd like to say that going into the season there was reason to hope, and I'm not gonna backtrack and say and defend what I said, because at that time that's exactly how I felt, and from what we've seen up until this point, I have no reason to expect anything from this team.
Dude, this team heading in, they went 11-5 last year. So heading into this year, I was a little pessimistic because they haven't made it to back-to-back playoffs since 92, 93. Was it 94, 95? And listen, it doesn't matter. Jarvi, it really doesn't matter.
I'm going to say something that I'm not going to say too often. You were right.
I was right, but I was wrong last year, so it doesn't count. Anyway, this year is, I'm not kidding you, 10 times worse than the 2008 season. This was finally the year. They went 11-5. They lost 2. They lost fairly. Who cares? Seriously. Not a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. And I really thought this year, I thought they were going to go 7-9, but I thought they would compete. I thought their schedule was brutal, especially to start off the season. But for these professional athletes to not only embarrass us on a nationally televised stage, they embarrass us on an internationally televised stage. They're embarrassing. They don't even try. And they're professional athletes. They don't even try.
This
Jason.
is on the level of the 0-16 season.
Absolutely.
I think it does hurt worse because the 0-16 season, you didn't really have anything to measure it by. But we're coming off an 11-5 season, like you said, a playoff win where we could have won that game easily, and this is what we get.
It's embarrassing. I don't have any words. Do you have any words? It's just flat out embarrassing.
How much of the game did you guys stick through? I got through halftime.
Oh my God, halftime. It's 31-3. I shut it right. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore.
It was very hard because I was at the station. I was doing the fantasy show.
Oh my God.
And I was looking right at the game as it was happening, and it was hard because I just see them continue to score. The Lions continue to make mistakes. I watched until I left there, which I think at that point it was 38-3.
And Kansas City wasn't an offensive team, and they came out, and Alex Smith looked like Michael Vick. Did the Lions quit, in your opinion?
Yes.
Did they quit on
No
Caldwell,
question.
or are they just the team with the shittiest talent in the NFL?
They have talent. They don't care.
I think
they
just
literally
quit.
don't care.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's a Caldwell thing. I don't think it's an Austin thing. I just think they quit. I will say they probably didn't quit, but that's what it looked like. And that's what everybody's perception is.
They did quit. They lost to the worst team in the AFC. If you want to be honest, they have no identity whatsoever.
How can you call yourself a professional athlete and
I don't get it.
And quit?
They lost by 35 points to one of the worst teams in the AFC with no running back.
And to make your point, there were so many runs by West, by Alex Smith, where he wasn't touched.
Career high in rushing.
He wasn't
49 yards.
I thought that once, the Lions again started well on offense, but once Kansas City rolled and they got the opening touchdown, it looked like the Lions laid down.
Part of me thinks when I was watching that and I saw the number of times that Smith was able to break off those runs is that the Lions become predictable. Like, I feel like they must have been just watching our defensive scheme, and they probably saw, hey, if we roll all of our guys out, they aren't covering our quarterback, so we'll just we'll take what they give you, and that's exactly what the Chiefs did. They weren't looking for the home run plays. They weren't looking for obviously they had the one trick play with DeAnthony Thomas getting that touchdown, but they were just taking exactly what the Lions were giving them, and the Lions were giving them something anywhere because they have holes all over their defense. Stephen Tulloch, I think I might be able to run a route past him at this point.
Man, I'm trying to decide how to feel about the Lions, whether to be angry or sad or devastated. It's just one of those things where we thought going into the year, at least I did, that we were going to be 8-8. but I thought we'd be competitive in the games. I didn't think that with the defense and with the talent that we did have, that we would lose games and have situations where teams would score multiple points unanswered. What does that mean? That means Caldwell's message, the offensive line message, or the messages that are being given by the coaches is not coming through, and these guys, I believe, have mailed it in.
I think
it's devastating. It's devastating.
It's a good question. Vinny, what is your feeling right now? If you could pick one feeling right now, what is that about the Lions?
I feel like I've been robbed.
Robbed?
I feel like I've been robbed at gunpoint.
And I would say, I'm disappointed and I'm disheartened. And that's worse than feeling angry. Like the Lions, they should be ashamed of themselves.
They
really
lost by 35 points to a team that didn't throw a touchdown pass to a wide receiver in like 20 games.
Like when your fan base is angry at your team, that's one thing. When your fan base feels just disheartened, that's like, when your mom or your dad comes and tells you, I'm not angry at you, I'm just upset. You feel 10 times worse. And this is exactly how the Lions should feel, because they put out such a horrible product.
Smith threw for 145 yards.
Yeah.
And they beat him by 35 points. This is borderline criminal. That they literally, the NFL should get involved and yank Martha Ford out of the ownership like they did this Donald Sterling. Just make something up.
Are you guys upset that the Lions are taking so long to evaluate everything? I mean, look what Miami did. Miami played terrible in London, and Coach Philbin was let go right then and there. I understand that there's a long trip, that you have to start the process, but it leads me to believe that the Lions aren't doing anything yet to maybe make the move. Because you think that maybe through back channels, that maybe through talking to people in the league, that this should maybe start now.
I just don't expect anything from the Lions anymore. You see other teams where they do make moves with their managers. And granted, Miami, I would like to think of them as a lesser team. But, the Lions, it's not. I don't expect anything from them. I wouldn't be surprised if Caldwell is back next year.
Don't you ever talk like that.
What percentage chance is he back next year?
0. No way in hell.
If we were running the team, yes. If it was
I don't think
us,
anybody's coming
he should have
back.
been fired. I think basically the entire staff should be gone. I don't even think Terrell Austin, he should have been on a Dodge last year, because he's lost every credibility.
Unbelievable.
Everybody wants to blame it on Stafford and the offense, and it is a big problem. But when you're giving up 45 points to the Chiefs,
God,
there's something going wrong.
You know what? A lot of people on our Twitter page at Detroit Podcast have made a good point. We got the bye week. There's going to be a lot of fire, a lot of passion talking about the Lions. And then after the bye week, guys,
bye week is favored by 3.
Fire and passion does not go together with the Lions.
After the bye week, we play Green Bay in Green Bay. So we're looking at a potentially another blowout. If the Lions go to Green Bay and they lay another egg in the realm of
what are you talking
45 to 10, 55 to 10, I think, seriously, November 16th will be the day that Terrell Austin will be the head coach, because the Lions are poised for another major letdown that first game after the bye, because you can't fix this. The offensive line is brutal. Matthew Stafford can't read a defense. There's no running game.
Oh, my God.
We're this close. I believe we're this close. If Green Bay can put the final dagger in the Lions, it'll help us. So one time, I'm going to openly root for another team, and I'm going to root for Green Bay.
Jim Caldwell and Martin Mayhew shouldn't have a job by the end of this week.
They should be in prison for what they've done in this organization.
If the Lions, if they had any brains in their head, Caldwell, Mayhew, they would both be gone.
And Lawand.
And let Austin run it. Let Jim Bob effing Cooter run the offense.
God, was that a train wreck?
And I'm not gonna. He was put in a horrible situation.
Terrible.
They made him the offensive coordinator on Monday, and then they got on a plane immediately to go fly to goddamn London.
Oh, dude. I'm so embarrassed. At the beginning of the year, we did a podcast and said, the Lions defense is better without Sue. They look really good, and they're all collective, and everyone's playing for each other. They're Jim Caldwell, everyone's talking about Super Bowls and yada, yada, yada. Jim Caldwell knows that wasn't a winning product. Don't shit on my face and tell me it's raining. I mean, seriously.
Did
you hear what Mike Ditka said on ESPN?
What?
He said this was the worst executing football team on both sides of the football that I've ever seen. And they went 0-16 in 2008.
Each week, a new set of media is looking at the Lions and just crapping all over us. It's really embarrassing, and now worldwide, everybody in London's seen it. But we have a guy at Detroit Fan UK who loves us on Twitter, and he messaged us that last year the Lions played well after coming back from a 21-point deficit versus Atlanta. So this year at Wembley, there were a lot more fans of the Lions. They do have a solid following over there.
Good.
They
Sell
do.
their ass to England. Goodbye.
And what he said was, and what he noticed, and he tweeted us, he said, I feel like I need to put on a helmet because the Lions lack any fire on the sideline. He was noticing it, that they don't look like they have the passion or the energy to put forth a strong effort for 60 minutes. And he was like, I was shocked at what I saw in terms of the lack of energy, the lack of, the go-getter attitude. It's shocked. They've been defeated. They've been lionized.
John Lynch, during the broadcast, he came out, he said, on the defensive side, outside of Ziggy Ansah and Glover Quinn, there's no talent on the defense.
That's why when Mayhew said they were going to buy, who's going to take our Lions? Who the hell would trade with the Lions? You got two people. Yeah, three. Calvin, Stafford, and Ziggy Ansah. The rest, that's it. I wouldn't let Mayhew touch the roster at all.
No, I don't want him to be making any moves unless he's trying to fleece people for draft picks.
Yeah.
If somebody is going to give you a second-round pick or maybe multiple second-round picks for Calvin Johnson,
They're not. Yo, come on, no.
I'm just saying, if that offer is out there,
No, they're
you
not
take
going to
that.
even. They're not even going to entertain that thought. I mean, look at San Francisco. Look where they're at last year. They got rid of Harbaugh. They went 8-8. They wouldn't play for him anymore. They got Thomas Sewell in there. They're inept. What do? They trade Vernon Davis, a Hall of Fame tight end.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, come on.
Whoa.
Pretty damn close.
That's-
For a 6th-round draft pick to Denver. The Lions don't have enough
Vernon
balls.
Davis.
Come on.
A Hall of Fame?
I think so.
You're crazy.
You don't think so?
You sound like Martin Mayhew right now.
All right, I got a little Mayhew in me.
Vinny Mayhew, come on, man.
Gosh.
I think Vernon Davis could be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me? Who's a Hall of Famer? Brandon Pettigrew?
No.
How about Joe
Vernon
Fourier?
Davis isn't a Hall of Famer.
All right, maybe he's not a Hall of Famer.
Ridiculous.
All right, well, shit on my chest.
You're not
I made a
gonna
mistake.
trades don't work the way that it's not a Madden game. You can't just plug in the players and automatically get that trade. You remember, I think Randy Moss, when they traded him to the Patriots, I think they traded him for like a 6th or 7th round pick, and it was Randy Moss. So I mean, Calvin Johnson, I think he still maybe has 1.5 years left that he could give a team. Trade him to Carolina.
Maybe Baltimore, now that Steve Smith was hurt, they maybe look to the future.
I'm thinking there may be a team out there that's trying to get to the try to take the next step. I think that could be Carolina because they're gangbusters right now. They're probably the best team in the NFC, and if they were to go out and get Calvin Johnson, that would probably take them to the next level.
I think we're all in agreements here at this table. Stafford's going to be the guy. They're not going to let him go and cut him, right?
No, don't you dare
There's
talk
too
like
much
that.
dead money. I don't think they're going to cut him. You guys agree? Or what do you guys think about that?
They
Is
can
he going to
trade
be
him.
on this roster? Because he's struggled. He's part of the reason why we're not playing well. He's part of the problem.
He's gotta go.
But listen to what Mayhew said. He feels like he's a Hall of Famer, so you know what that means? He's relayed that message to ownership. They have
but
to believe
Martin
it.
Mayhew isn't going to be here for more than 6 months.
Right, but I do believe
You never know.
But think about this, though, Jason. If you're investing in a guy, they've already given Stafford $100 million. If they let him walk away, that might be more egg on the face than any of this shitty play we've seen all year. You paid a guy $100 million, you're going to let him go? I think they'll double down on this crap and bring him back for another $100 million. They will. They'll do it. He's going to be
and
here.
You know, another thing, they're afraid to trade these guys because they generate revenue, and if they can't draft worth of shit anyway. So why get rid of those players for another draft you're going to screw up?
What do you
I've
think-
had it with this
what do you
shit.
think percentage chance that, because the trade deadline is tomorrow, percentage chance that Calvin Johnson's still on the team?
15%. Oh, that he's still on the 85.
85, so you
Good
still
number,
think-
yeah. I don't think they make any moves. I don't
They're
think
sissies. They don't know how to operate.
when he said buy, they're going to use draft picks. They're going to use some
I
extra
say
draft picks.
99% chance that Calvin Johnson is still here.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, they're not-
got to move forward.
Yeah. How do they move forward, Vinny? What do you think they should do? Should they start unloading like people have said?
Trade Matt Stafford for draft picks
Who do we?
to Dallas, and then draft Connor Cook.
I mean, what's a player that we could actually see coming here? Who are they going to buy?
Yeah, that's why that comment really on Friday when it came out really ignited Detroit, ignited everything. You're gonna buy? That doesn't happen. I
Are
mean,
they going to go buy Jake Long? I mean, what? It
Maybe.
doesn't make sense.
Dude, I feel like such a loser. I ripped a bunch of posters up in my room yesterday that were Lions affiliated, by the way. I was so devastated.
We seen what you
I've
did.
had it
We
enough.
seen what you did to this Pro Football Focus or Pro Football magazine with Stafford's face on it, man.
God, to think that he even had a shot to contend in the NFL. The only good year he had was 2011 because they had the lockout. That means no defensive players were getting together and forming a scheme, and no one took the Lions serious. So he flourished and threw for 41 touchdowns. Ever since he's putting up Joey Harrington-like numbers, just with more passing yards. They're all meaningless bullshit, empty yards.
And this is the biggest debate that people are having, guys.
There is no debate. He needs to get the hell out of here.
Exactly. This is the biggest debate. People are still defending him.
Because they're clueless and they're scared to lose their football team.
Yeah,
They don't know what the hell's going on.
So here's the question. If Stafford's on another team, if he gets traded, if he resigns elsewhere, if he's not on the Lions,
He'll win more games, yes.
will he get playoff success? Will he get to the Super Bowl, win a ring?
No, he will never win. No, hell no. He'll win a playoff game. He will win a playoff game. He's deflated. He's done. He's finished here in Detroit. You can see it all over his face. He's been benched twice this year for Dan Orlovsky. How the hell is he even on a professional football team? I think he's going to win a playoff game. Yes, sure. Yes, I do. I really, truly believe. I think so. He's got a killer cannon. He's very inaccurate. He's inconsistent. But when he's on a roll, the wide receivers are dropping balls. The guy's got a second and a half to get rid of the football. I feel bad for the guy, but he's been lionized. It's time for him to get the hell out of here.
Here's the sad.
And if he doesn't pan out, I don't give a shit.
Here's the sad part. The blueprint's there. You blitz. He can't read the blitz. He can't make that quick read.
What is he supposed to do? He's got a second to get rid of the ball. Offensive line are a bunch of middle schoolers.
He might get hurt. Seriously, he might not finish this year. He has been sacked, I think, 13 times the last 2 games. I don't think he's going to make it out of this year. The offensive line is terrible, and now the recipe's there. They're going to blitz the hell out of the Lions the next 8 games.
Oh my God!
It doesn't help that he can't move at all.
Did you see what Minnesota did to that offensive line?
They gave the blueprint to everybody.
That was atrocious.
Blitz City, it's bad. Blitz City, man, it's bad.
At home.
See, I always think that Stafford and Calvin, I don't understand why they would stay on this team. Why they would resign. I know
they don't care anymore. They got fuck you money. That's all it is.
Yeah, they got a ton of money, and right now they're in a situation where the organization is at the crossroads.
As soon as you paid those guys, they fizzled out. That's all it boils down to.
We're at the crossroads, guys, and this is what it is.
It's over.
Is this rock bottom?
And where's Golden Tate? Rock bottom.
We won a season 2008 without winning. Is this worse? Is this rock bottom?
Yes, this is way worse because this team was put together to win. You actually were con for once that this team was actually going to do something.
I don't think we're at rock bottom.
What?
We're not, worse?
It's going to get worse.
We're not at rock bottom until they start clearing people out. It'll be
rock bottom?
Yes. Once they clear people out, that is rock bottom. Because when you have Martin Mayhew and you still have Jim Caldwell, it's still that there's still hope on this team and that we're buyers. We're going to go kind of try and find somebody. It's not rock bottom. We're not rock bottom until you completely blow up the team. And we're not at rock bottom until we do trade Calvin Johnson, which we probably won't. So I'm not sure if it's going to be another couple years until we hit rock bottom. I really hope that we hit rock bottom this year because I want it to end.
Jarvi,
and I want to get on a path to fucking
yes,
win.
Let it out.
I just want to win.
I'm so damn proud of you, Jason.
We have to win. But, guys, the NFL is set up to win. If we lose a lot of games this year and get a high draft pick, next year we're not playing the best teams. Look at last year we played a schedule that was relatively easy compared to this year. We won 11 games. I feel like the organization is talking like this in this manner, saying that, you know what, last year we won 11 games. This year, okay, fine, it's a wash. Let's do what we can to rebuild it. And next year, the schedule isn't this brutal. Next year, the schedule is not this brutal. This schedule is tough. We all knew it. And I don't think that they're sitting around as angry as we are. The ownership is not as angry and as apathetic as we are.
Yeah, they're not angry because they're sitting back. They're getting a paycheck. They're collecting. They're getting, we're going to go in the offseason. We're just going to waste another draft pick.
Oh, by the way, Detroit Sports Nation put a good post up on Facebook yesterday. So everybody needs to get together and stand up for one another. And everybody was they were sticking up for the Lions still. People were like, we know your agenda. You got an agenda.
I do think it's ridiculous to boycott the Lions.
They should boycott the Lions. Not boycott them. Just listen, guys. Take a hit on what you take a hit on your tickets this year and stop going, please. In the name of Jesus,
it's going to do nothing.
Stop going to the games.
They've already been paid for.
It doesn't matter. They'll lose money on merchandise, alcohol. Concession stand alone, they'll lose a ton of money.
People are
Stop
still going to buy the ticket.
Don't go, Detroit. Listen to me. Do not go. Stay your asses home and go on Brazzers. Do not go to Ford Field. It's over. Okay?
It's not going to change anything.
They're going 2-14.
They're still
Listen, I
gonna
thought they were
watch.
going to beat Oakland. I'm sorry, Jason.
They're still going to turn on
Guys,
Fox. They're still going to watch.
In the Millen era, I remember a game, and it was
This
versus,
is the Millen era.
it was versus the Bengals. And you know what the Lions fans did? They were so mad. They sold their tickets in thousands to the Bengals.
They all wore orange.
They all wore orange, and I was shocked at the number. It literally had to be 10,000 to 12,000 people were wearing Bengals jerseys in Ford Field because the Lions were so inept.
They were just wearing orange.
That's what you should do. I mean, Jason, you got to sell me on going to Ford Field. I haven't gone to Ford Field in literally 5 years.
I'm
not
not
a penny.
telling you to go to Ford
Sell
Field.
me on the Lions. Why would you go and support them financially? I don't know how you could.
I don't get it either.
I don't even know why. I feel like I'm crazy for supporting them with my emotion as a fan.
Right.
No, but
I feel crazy.
what? You're just not going to root for them?
We all
No.
agree.
I'm saying since the Millen era and since I was a season ticket holder, I haven't financially supported the Lions in any way. I talk about them, I root for them, I cheer for them. I think I'm crazy for supporting the Lions. I'm the guy that's not like my friends have said, dude, what's wrong with you? Stop watching the Lions.
No, but
my
that's
friends are
the
watching.
thing.
My friends are watching Denver. They're watching the Patriots. They're watching Green Bay. I'm sticking with the Lions, but I'm not going to pay money to go to Ford Field and support it financially.
But that's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying to boycott the Lions as a whole. You're not going to boycott the Lions
No,
as a
I
whole.
can't. I
Are you
can't.
going to boycott the Lions as a whole?
I wish I could.
Well, you're not. And
I can't.
nobody's going to boycott the Lions.
I'm
Stop
crazy.
going.
It's ridiculous. So nothing is going to change. You don't have to give them money. They're still going to make it.
Dude, Martha Ford is like the owner. Remember the movie Major League Baseball? Where the owner died and the wife took over and she went to sell the team to Miami and they won on accident? Well, this team is just like that, except they're not winning. They're losing on purpose.
Oh my gosh! At the station, Drew Sharp wrote an article that the Lions need an emergency manager to come in.
He's
and fix
right.
it. Is
Oh
it crazy?
my God.
They're talking in terms that are like crazy.
Why does Drew Sharp get so much guff? I actually like his insight. He's really intelligent.
I'm looking up who the Lions are going to draft next year.
Yeah,
Who are we going to waste next year?
it's gonna Connor Cook.
Connor Cook, draft him, bring him on.
Bring in Connor Cook.
Let's all in. We'll go 1-15. Let's get Joey Bosa in here.
Oh my gosh, guys!
My buddy texted me and said we should get him. I don't know. I don't really know much about that guy. Is he better than Connor Cook? I think Connor Cook is NFL ready.
Do you think
I
he's
don't
gonna
want
be?
Connor Cook because I
Yeah.
think he will just
Be a Drew Stanton.
fail.
Oh my.
I think he's going to be a very good quarterback, but if he comes to the Lions,
He'll be a Jeff Smoke.
he's going to be garbage.
Okay, so then the question is, where do you
So
draft?
who do you draft then, Jason?
Joey Bosa. He's probably the most NFL-ready player right now.
What position does he play?
He's a defensive end for Ohio State.
Defensive end, Ohio State. Okay, yeah, you got to build the trenches. I mean, they tried to. The sick part is, Vinny,
That's insane.
Hey,
Man.
let's talk about some draft. Woo!
Anyway, how was your guys' Halloween? Holy shit, this is terrible.
it's bad. It's bad.
We're like the Three Stooges right now, sitting here talking about a product that doesn't care about winning.
And rebuilding since '57. That's the motto. But is
for
there any
shit's
chance
sake.
they can figure it out? I mean, everyone says that Martha Ford is fiery, that she cares a lot.
Where's
that
she at? I don't even see her in the press box.
She went to London. The whole family saw that disaster.
Oh, okay.
They went and saw
She's
it.
forgiven.
If I went and saw that, there would be no way Mayhew or Caldwell would have came out and lasted, and they would have been fighting right then and there.
Until you fire Martin Mayhew and Jim Caldwell, nothing is going to change.
Really?
Lawan, too. He needs to go.
So, Jason, are you guys saying that we basically need
Clean house.
50 new players, 47 new players? You keep the kicker, and you keep Ansah, Stafford, and Megatron. That's it. Tate's been a disaster. I always thought that, you know what? Seattle let him go easily. I know that he might have had issues with teammates, but for Seattle, a championship level team, just to say, you know, hey, we can move on without him, knowing that they don't have that many wide receivers. I always thought that meant something, and he started off great. But this year he's been really disappointing. Golden Tate's a big problem.
Dude, I
Everything's been a
drafted
problem.
him on my fantasy
I mean,
team.
unfortunately, the way that you're going to have to rebuild this team, first you have to get somebody who actually knows what they're doing as a general manager and president. And once you actually have somebody who can evaluate that talent, they're not going to be able to replace everybody in one season. So you're going to have to slowly cut away the fat and replace it through probably you're going to have to start with free agency and then slowly build through the draft. And it's going to take another goddamn 5 years.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be,
we may see a playoff run here. In this dream scenario, we may see a playoff run like here and there. But we're gonna have to be patient because to truly rebuild this, like to get to the where the Steelers, where the Packers, where even where the Broncos, where the Chargers are right now, and the San Diego doesn't even want them in their city anymore. It's gonna be
for you guys to take the Lions seriously.
It'll never happen.
Do they have to just wipe the slate clean? Everybody,
Yes.
Mayhew, Lawand, all the scouts. I mean,
The scouts, especially, they've been there for 25 plus years. Wipe them out.
Everybody
the
in
whole
that
front
front
office,
office.
clean it out. Oh my
flush
God,
this,
I'm
man. Let's
embarrassed.
go. What's taking so long? I don't understand why the Lions have to think. Everybody knows that. Everybody in the league knows. All the fans know. Everybody knows. Other coaches know. This is bad. Fix this.
Nobody respects them. I was literally waiting for Mo, Larry, and Curly to come jumping out of the tunnel last week.
We still got 8 more games.
I know. Who are you talking to? I want to kill myself over here. I can't take this anymore. The only reason I watch this is for this podcast.
The biggest thing that we need is Green Bay to stomp us, like literally 65-3. We need a stomping. That would do it. That would do it. I mean, what else? At 45-10, okay, you got a cheap touchdown. That didn't do it yet. I mean, we still got time to see, but we need a stomping from Green Bay in a manner that we haven't seen before, in a big time manner.
I'm still gonna root for the Lions, but I will say that probably the worst thing that could happen is for the Lions to win in Green Bay.
Oh God, right?
Pull this cord right now. I don't even want to talk anymore.
I'm just saying.
Remember at the beginning of the year, Jason, I read that article from Pete Prisco from CBS, and he had the Vikings finishing over the Lions in the standings. And who's their head coach? Mike Zimmer was a better head coach than Jim Caldwell, and I call him a dingleberry, and I crumble up my paper. Pete Prisco, if I ever seen you right now, I'd probably lather up my hands in oil and pull down your trousers and rub your cheeks and apologize for calling you a dingleberry, because you're not. And I just want to apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Vikings are 5-2.
Gentlemen, continue.
Yeah, and Caldwell is now widely known and being talked about as the worst coach in the NFL.
Dude,
and
he
it's
is.
bad. And you know what? It's starting to look like it. It's bad. You know, he's not handling the media well. He's not handling anything well. And general manager's even worse. Don't talk anymore. If Martin Mayhew and Caldwell don't talk the rest of the year, I can take the Lions.
You want to read off those Super Bowl odds, Vinny?
What?
You wrote them down,
Yes.
didn't you?
This is funny stuff.
We got 4 teams right here. They're at it's safe to say they're at the bottom of the league. We'll start off with Jacksonville and their odds to win the Super Bowl. Jarvi's Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 100-1 favorite to win the Super Bowl this year.
I like Blake Bortles. He's
He's got a little vicious cannon going on there. Saccharoon's Cleveland Browns. They're at 1,000-1 to win the Super Bowl. San Francisco, who just traded Vernon Davis, the Hall of Famer,
a Hall of Fame tight
to
end.
Denver for a 6th-round pick. All right, I messed up. Kill me. They're 1,500-1. And your Detroit Football Lions, ladies and gentlemen, are 2,500-1 to win the Super Bowl. I mean, they're
November
already pretty
2nd,
much mathematically eliminated.
to 1. What are you
They're
gonna say?
but it's week 8. They went 11-5 last year. They're already mathematically eliminated from any playoff contention whatsoever.
They are the worst team this year, right? Does any other team have 1 win? Are we the worst? I think we're the worst.
Tennessee Titans have 1 win.
So we'll give them a break. Marcus Mariota's been hurt the entire year. They got, what's his name, Mattenberger?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I'd rather have Dan Orlowski. Butt naked.
Everything's
I
bad.
don't think there's any more we can say.
There's really not. We could touch on your Spartans if you want. Let's go to a break there. Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com.
Doc here for FanaticU.com, Detroit Sports official outfitter and the official outfitter of the Detroit Sports Podcast Network. Go visit FanaticU.com and represent your favorite team. If you're a Red Wings fan, Tigers fan, Lions fan, go out and visit FanaticU.com. And if you shop online, use the promo code at checkout. Use the promo code DSP, and anything at all that you purchase online, you'll save 15% off your entire order. Even clearance items, hats, shirts, big, huge selection of Jim Harbaugh gear. I know all the Michigan fans out there. Basketball season's coming right up. Jason, I know, is going to go out there and buy a Michigan basketball jersey. Visit FanaticU.com, represent your favorite school, use the promo code DSP at checkout, save 15% off. FanaticU.com. And now back to Jarvi and Stubbs on the Motor City Sports Rant on the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Yeah, Motor City Sports Rant, Detroit Sports Podcast.com. Jason, Jarvi, we'll get to your Spartans in a second, but
You know, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're 2-5 right now, but the Colts, who lead the AFC South, are 3-4, and they're probably going to lose tonight.
Man, oh man.
I'm rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They may slowly become my B team.
Yeah. Jacksonville? I like the Raiders, man. And remember we thought the Lions, it was like their only chance to win a game against the Raiders? I don't think that's going to happen now.
Jason, you brought up something that's very interesting. Is it a dick move to have a B team nowadays if you're, a football fan here in Detroit? My boy Kenny, after the Lions drafted Ebron, that was it. He said, forget it. He's always been a fan of the Broncos, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to go all in and just support them exclusively. He dropped the Lions, and all he does is hate on the Lions, and he's a Broncos fan. But a lot of people are talking like, hey, it's time to maybe find a new team. Is it a dick move to find a B team?
Absolutely not.
I kind of think it is a dick move.
I'm
still going to root for the Lions, but I mean, there's teams that I like, and I think the Jaguars are an interesting story. I think Blake Bortles, he has had a pretty solid season. The two Allens they're pretty solid wide receivers. I always like TJ Yeldon as the rookie running back. So I mean, I'm still gonna root for my Lions, but
yeah, you know what the good thing is though, that there are other games to watch.
Why are we still talking about the Lions?
No, I'm just saying there are other teams to watch, and that Green Bay Denver game was fun. Dallas has been interesting to watch in terms of their struggles with injuries and their game versus Seattle. So I do watch other teams just to kind of get over the Lions.
All right, we're going to talk about the Wolverines, okay? I want you to take a deep breath.
Lions have given up the most points in the league.
Before we talk about the Wolverines, we missed last week, okay? Mm-hmm. So I want to get this off my chest. I feel really terrible about this. I want to say rest in peace to Flip Saunders. He was the Pistons head coach from 05 to 08. He went 176 and 70 from 05 to 08, and 654 and 594 with a winning percentage of .524. First in the Central for all 3 years he was here, and he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals all 3 years. So rest in peace. He passed away from Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's really terrible. Rest in peace, Flip Saunders, and thank you for everything that you've done.
Way too soon, and he had teams that were great. And
oh man, what a bummer.
Offensively talented coach, and we got a season there out of the Pistons where they got 60 plus wins.
Man, that sucks.
Prior to the collapse, that sucks.
Oh, as much as I like to stay depressed, we can't because we got the Michigan Wolverines, folks, and they won 29-26.
Barely.
And Jason's boyfriend, Jerry Kill, had to retire, which was a sad story, but his buddy, Tracy Clays, is that how you see his last name? Tracy Clays? He took over. He took over for the Golden Gophers, and they had a chance to win the game on the 1 yard line. And I'm sitting there biting my fingernails going, oh my God, I thought they were turning the corner. They lost to Michigan State. How devastating. This would be even worse. And it didn't happen.
You know what I was thinking?
They
honestly?
were shut down.
I was thinking, man, if Vinny would ever be a head coach, he'd be the coach of the Minnesota Gophers. 19 seconds left. They're running shifts. They don't know that the clock is running. I'm like, what are you doing?
Actually,
10 seconds left.
I actually like the call. I mean, you're 4-3. You have nothing to lose. Jerry Kill just retired. Go for it.
They should have ran that sneak.
I agree with going for it, but the clock management was horrible.
Horrible.
You had 19 seconds, and you had all that lead up where they were reviewing that the touchdown that was called back. You got to have a plan for that. If Jerry Kill is there, I bet he takes a timeout right there, or he spikes the ball to save the timeout. You give your team 2 or 3 shots to do a QB boot, which they ultimately tried that first time and it was a failure, but left them with only 2 seconds. But give your team more shots and at all costs tie that game.
Right.
I mean, you're the Golden Gophers, and you're
tie the game.
The little brown jug was on the line.
You're about to beat a top 15 team.
Top 16 now. They dropped the spot.
And you had everything set up for you. Michigan, you crunched Rudock. That was a great hit. I was like, oh, what a hit.
Will Jake Rudock ever throw for over 200 yards in his life?
I don't think they're going to ever let him. They're not going to let him.
My God.
They neutered that guy. They got that guy on a leash.
Right.
Spite didn't know, it looked like he didn't know how to throw a football until he completed his first pass, and then he did good.
I thought they were going to blow Shane Morris's red shirt.
I thought I was going to blow Jabril Peppers, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God. I'm so sick of Jabril Peppers.
He's all over the field.
He's talented. 80 plus snaps that game.
I'm tired of Jabril Peppers.
Why? He's good. He's a good player.
He's a machine, and he doesn't like it because you guys are Sparties. Deal with it.
Because they're giving him the Harbaugh treatment. Because he's so good.
He's pretty damn good. Yes!
That's what they're doing to Jabril Peppers.
They're making him to be like the best player ever from
He's like the second coming of Charles Woodson.
Yes, he is.
Clearly.
He's got talent.
He's done nothing.
He's got talent, though.
Why did the Wolverines drop a spot? Is it because their quarterback threw for a career high? What's his name, Liedner?
Yeah, they didn't play all that well. I mean,
defense was completely exposed.
Exactly. Once Rudock went down, there was a really serious threat that they were going to lose. But in that first half, the offense sputtered. The defense didn't look right, but Jim Harbaugh makes great adjustments. That first possession in the second half, they marched down the field and did some damage. Man, I was excited. It was a Halloween game. I thought it was a great game. A lot of the Michigan fans were not happy because they weren't playing that great against Minnesota. But on the road, it's going to be tough for Michigan to play well. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to play Indiana. Indiana's going to do some damage. I think Michigan's going to probably lose 1 or 2 more games. They're probably going to finish 8-4. And that's a good year. After what you guys had, 8-4, I'd take it all day. Give credit to Harbaugh. But that game was gifted. I was shocked at how bad and inept Minnesota handled it goes to show you some teams don't know how to win.
If you want to say that Michigan gave the game to Michigan State, which I don't go by that, but then Michigan got that game. They weren't supposed to win that game. They barely came back. J.O. Chesson was wide open on that touchdown. It's like they forgot he was even there. And yeah, they gave him the game. It was glorious. It was poor clock management. And I'm looking up the rest of Michigan's schedule right now because I want to see, who are they actually going to play? So 6-2 right now.
Right.
And you think they're going to go 8-4. Rutgers, they're going to win. Indiana, I think
that's a tough game. Win. That's going to be tough.
What do you mean, Michigan? Oh, my God. What are talking about Michigan State? Did we miss a whole week of that? I could not believe what the hell happened. First of all, Indiana gets the ball, and it rains on their entire drive. That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
I'm like, oh, my God, are they cursed? And then the Wolverines shoot me in the balls. The Spartans are up by a touchdown. I go in the bathroom, I urinate, I go in the fridge to get a beer. They're losing 52-26. Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, they doubled them up.
Goodness gracious. Connor Cook, the balls on your legs.
Back to the Wolverines. I think the last 2 games are going to be probably their 2 biggest tests. They're playing at Penn State, and that's to be determined. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a night game. And that's going to be a tough matchup in Happy Valley. And then they got to play Ohio State, which, JT Barrett, he'll be back.
Brutus might be their quarterback by then. Oh, he was only getting suspended for a game.
He's only getting suspended for Indiana.
Incredible.
So they're
but they did take a step that kind of made some news in that they took a scholarship. He's going to be off scholarship for a semester.
That's
whatever. He makes enough money going there anyways.
Yeah, he's doing his
He'll
thing.
make more money at Ohio State than he does when he gets drafted.
I mean, I think it's possible Michigan goes 8-4, but I think it's more likely that they finish 9-3. I think they breeze through Rutgers, Indiana. They probably beat Penn State, and they lose to Ohio State.
Yeah, we do need a favor, though. If Michigan State should lose to Ohio State, it's going to be a great game. JT Barrett will be there. It'll be a great – hopefully, Michigan State's coming into that game healthy. But, Michigan, if they can do us a favor, do the Spartans a favor, if they can handle Ohio State, maybe keep it close, some miracle-type situation goes on, that'll really help the Spartans in their chances to get to the playoff. Because Michigan State, in all honesty, it boils down to that one game. I don't see them really struggling with too many other teams. The games are going to be close, as we've seen all year. Yeah, but that game versus Ohio State is going to be the end-all, be-all. And right now, I'm still sitting here. I'm 85% leaning toward Ohio State.
The way I look at it, you have to go up. You kind of have to go up big against Nebraska, so you can rest your players for the rest of that game. Maryland, I don't think you see Connor Cook for more than a half in that game, and then get ready for Ohio State because that's it. Yeah, like you said,
it's coming fast. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's
Michigan is nowhere near as good as I thought they were.
19 days away, guys.
And they did just announce the Michigan-Ohio State game. It's going to be a noon kickoff. Do you guys have any feeling about that? Do you think it should be a noon game, or do you think that should be more of a primetime game?
I think it should be primetime. I don't know. Listen, Michigan's not as good as I thought they were going to be.
They
almost lost. They pretty much lost to Minnesota. They got outclassed by them, and they had an interim head coach in there. Their quarterback threw for a career high.
I'm a traditional guy. That game's set for noon most years, and I'm in agreement that game should be set at noon because really, in the end, if that game was held at 8 o'clock, you're going to have a lot more situations off the field, drinking, guys getting into it, and in the game, and potentially the game could be 4 hours long. You're going to have back and forth, very high emotional swings with the tailgating and the ruckus. Hell no, keep it at noon. I don't think the Michigan-Ohio State game or the Michigan-Michigan State game should ever be.
I would love to see all of those drunk Michigan fans, though, just leave. It's going to be the repeat of the guy with his head on his hands.
Yeah. Crying fans, upset. But no, those
my God.
Oh, my God! That's the greatest clip, and I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad to, in the future, use it. Oh, my God!
That was absolutely offensive.
That was offensive. And what was more offensive, him crying or his boy taping and embarrassing him?
It's more offensive that he's crying.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Jason, you are doing just an outstanding job tonight.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Let's move a little bit to the Pistons.
Oh, dude. Let's
3-0. They have more wins than the Lions right now.
Oh, my God.
How surprised are you?
Not surprised at all, because I told you they would win a playoff series before the Lions won another playoff game. He told me I should be drug tested, which you're probably right. But it looks like I'm right right now.
3-0. They've played 3 good teams.
Not really. Utah's okay. Chicago just lost Tom Thibodeau. What do you got to say, Saccharoon?
All you got to know is that outside of their losses to Detroit, those 3 teams that we beat haven't lost a game yet.
You played the Hawks, who didn't they finish first in the
60-22, first in the
played
East
the
last
Hawks.
year.
You played the Bulls.
You played Utah the next night after Atlanta, and they're not no cupcake. The Pistons have always struggled versus them.
Yeah, always. You ain't kidding. Seriously.
So
Even though they're at home, they always do. What about those disgusting uniforms they put
I
on?
like them.
Oh, my
I don't care.
God.
I like the chrome. It looks good.
That looks brutal. What's wrong with you guys?
They look nice. They're sharp.
You're hideous.
No, you're wrong, Vinny.
Oh.
You know, they're really doing it with their defense too. Is
Can't
this
believe you guys like those jerseys?
I think this is I'm not saying it's a going to work whole thing. I don't think it's I think this is Stan. This is a whole new generation. It's a whole new era. I think they should do away with all the going to work. This is Stan Van Gundy, you know. It's a completely new roster. You know, gone are the days of Flip Hamilton, you know, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace. We have, you know, Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson, KCP, Andre Drummond, and Saccharoon's boy, Ersan Ilyasova.
You got
my
it.
Goodness gracious.
And you know what's good with the Pistons? You can see what strong management can do in just 1 year. There is no BS with the Pistons. It ends with Stan Van Gundy, the president,
getting a little
and
too
the head
carried
coach.
away. I'd calm
Listen,
down a little bit, dude.
They're playing good.
I'm not saying that they're going to be finishing top in the
I think they're going to
conference.
go 39-43 and get.
Hey, beats being
7 seed.
0-3.
I bet they go 500.
What do you think, Vinny? What do you think of their start so far?
I'm very impressed by it. I'm like, damn, wow. They beat the best team in the East record-wise last year on the road to open up the season. And then, like you said, they beat the Utah Jazz, even though they're at home. They always struggle against the Western Conference, especially as inept as they've been. And then they beat the Chicago Bulls. I mean, first of all, Derrick Rose, that mask you're wearing is absolutely 100% atrocious.
He's got a broken orbital bone.
I don't even care. I have a broken life right now, and I'm still upset. But anyway, you don't have Tom Thibodeau, but still, they're the Chicago Bulls with a healthy Derrick Rose. Besides, what, he's got a broken penis? Anyway, I'm very impressed. I mean, they don't have a defense. That's the biggest. That's the biggest concern. They don't have a defense whatsoever. I like Marcus Morris. Let's see how they do against.
The
Pacers.
Pistons don't have a good defense.
Not really. Every team's scoring over 95 points against them. Is that a good defense to you?
I have some stats to back that up. They're actually leading the league in the defense right now.
They get over 95 points scored a game against. What are you talking about?
Give me a second.
I don't give a damn what the stats say after 3 games.
They
Right
can
now-
improve. They can improve on defense, but they're still playing pretty well.
Yeah, they
Right
can
now,
improve.
they're giving up 91.7 points a game.
That's not that great.
Yeah, but so the worst team is giving up 119.
Oh my goodness gracious!
That's in the West.
We're
You know
actually
that.
doing pretty
They don't play no
solid.
defense there.
Chicago, they're giving up 95 a game. Atlanta's giving up 98.
It's only been 3 games. You guys.
So
are getting way
it
too
is
carried away.
only 3 games.
Let's take a deep breath.
Looking at the schedule, let's just say that they beat Indiana tomorrow.
They will.
They're 4-0. Then they have a 6-game road trip where they got Phoenix.
Oh my God! They have a 6-game road trip.
Western road trip.
Just get 500.
Damn it!
They have
tough.
Phoenix, Portland, Golden State, Sacramento, and both LA teams.
Sacramento.
You think they go 3-3?
Golden State. Do that again.
They probably
could beat Phoenix. They
so
can't beat
Phoenix. I think you beat Phoenix.
Portland. They're about even.
Portland. I think you beat Portland. They don't have LaMarcus Aldridge anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State. You probably lose.
Absolutely.
Sacramento. You beat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you split the Clippers and the Lakers, that's 4-2.
That's not
So
bad.
that means you're coming back home against.
All you got to do is get 500. Get 3 wins
even
out
if
of there.
even if you are 500, that means you're coming
That's
back
good.
7-3.
That's pretty good. And I think what you guys are missing with the Pistons is, Andre Drummond is emerging now as the guy that we thought is worthy of that pick. He was a little bit inconsistent. He showed flashes. Everyone around town knew that Andre Drummond had potential, but he wasn't showing it game in, game out. He won the offensive, player of the week in the NBA. He's done well. And I've taken some flack because people are saying to me, and my opinion has been, he's balling out because he has talent, but 2, his motivation is that big contract. I don't understand why people are like challenging me, going, "No, he's got talent and he's a double guy and da da da." But he didn't show it all last year. I know he's probably made some improvement, but I think that awaiting 5 years, $120 million has something to do with it. Dude's balling out for over 18 points and 15 rebounds a game. He wants that money. Come on now, don't discount that. But Andre Drummond's emergence has been great. We maybe have the superstar that we want, Andre Drummond.
Yeah, so I mean, I do think it's still a long season, and even if we do start the season off, 7-3, we saw last year they started 5-23, and they came back, and then it was all teeter totter, and the whole season could be teeter totter, but I think they're going to go 500. Vinny, you think they're just going to be slightly under 500?
Yeah, but if they make the playoffs, the East is atrocious.
I think we all agree that they have what it takes to make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Let's take another break before we come back.
And Stan we trust.
And we do.
Oh, length of girth in the picks. Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com.
If you enjoy what you've been listening to here on the Detroit Sports Podcast Network, keep supporting us. Keep these mics hot. Keep the lights on in the studio. Visit us at DetroitSportsPodcast.com. It's the hub for our operation. It's where you can go to download all the podcasts, running 6 to 7 podcasts every single week, building our network, and it's the place to go to help support us free and easy. DetroitSportsPodcast.com. Click through the banner link at Amazon if you shop online. Costs you no extra money. Go do your thing. Get your Christmas shopping done early. Click through that Amazon banner on our website. They kick us back a little something, and it helps keep the mics hot and our project rolling. We're rolling out new shows. We're having fun. We're able to rant and rave about the Lions and praise the Pistons. It's all fun. That's what the project's all about, and I love showcasing all the guys. So help us out. Keep supporting us. Keep downloading the podcast, and visit our website, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. And now back to Jarvi and Stubbs on the Motor City Sports Rant, Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com. Jason, Jarvi, dude, it is that time for length or girth. Oh, first question on length or girth. I don't even know if I can say this. Oh, my God. Somebody shoot me in the face. Oh, my goodness gracious. The team that Jason Jarvi had going 12-4 this year is 1-7. And they've lost 9 out of the last 10 games. Question number 1, Jason the King Jarvi. Saccharoon, you can get in this as well if you want to. You don't have to. I don't really care. Question number 1, the Lions' ineption, and I mean ineption. Length or girth?
Length. As I said, until Jim Caldwell, Martin Mayhew, Tom Lawand are gone, it's going to be length.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. And I know Saccharoon does as well.
Length. As long as we can talk about ineptness, we'll always talk about the Lions.
Absolutely, length or girth.
So of a power level of 60,000 or maybe more.
Jarvi, you fumbled, but I appreciate the attempt. I got length too, even though I really don't. And you guys both have length and girth, and I have neither because I'm mini Stubbs. Question number 2. Absolutely, Jason the King Jarvi. I want to commit suicide. Question number 2 on length or girth. The Pistons, they're winning ways. Length or girth?
I guess I'll go a little bit length and girth.
Wow.
Because I'm not going to say that they're going to, continue. I'm not going to say that they're going to continue, going undefeated. But we said that they're going to be right around 500. They're going to win some, they're going to lose some.
Defecate on my chest. What a segment. I predicted on Twitter that they would go 39-43, and I can't go back now, even though they're 3-0. Looking at 4-0 in the face. And they're going on a 6-game West Coast road swing. Absolutely, Ginyu. Absolutely, I agree 100%. I think they can go 500 out west. Maybe, possibly. Let's hope so.
That's right.
Absolutely, Ginyu. Now we're getting somewhere. We'll start off with Indianapolis. Wow, shoot me in the balls. The Indiana Pacers tomorrow night when this podcast gets posted. Length, dude. They're here. They're emerging right in front of our eyes.
No, you please shut up.
Oh, Ginyu, give me a break. How do you like hitting Milwaukee there? Dingleberry. Craig Monroe, you piece of shit. Question number 3, the Red Wings capitalizing on power plays. Playing their girl.
I guess I'm not sure of their power play percentage right now, But I guess I'm going to go length because I think they're going to continue to capitalize. So
They
I think
scored
have
2 goals last night against Ottawa on power plays.
Well, I think they have a lot of talent then. With Dylan Larkin, Timu Polkinen, they really do have a lot of offensive firepower.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll go length.
I'll go length because they've never really done it before in the last couple of years. They always fizzle out when it's power play time, and it really aggravates me. But I still think you guys aren't going to the playoffs, and you guys are 5-5-1, and I look to be right again. But I'll go length on the power plays. We should do one extra question.
What is it?
Me getting laid, length or girth?
Man, your phone's got great pictures in there. I'm gonna go Girth, man.
Oh man,
You got the talent, man.
Dude.
You hang out with some nice fine ladies, man. Keep it going, buddy.
absolutely.
Is this girth you're not getting laid or length you're going to get laid a lot?
No, length means it's gonna be a longer time before he gets laid.
I guess I'll go girth.
I'll go girth as well.
You got to hope that way, right?
You seem happier, so we know something's going on.
Yeah, my
Hey-o.
fingers and my wieners are crossed. My wieners. You guys want to cross wieners? Anyway,
Yeah,
that'll do
two.
it for length or girth.
Let's get to the picks. Now, I want my credit.
Shoot me the balls.
I went good last week or something?
No, that was 2 weeks ago because you canceled last week. You made me
Yeah.
look like a buffoon.
I was sick.
Yes, you are sick. Where the hell's the picks? Oh my god. Oh, we're only doing 4 because the Lions are on a bye.
Yeah, come on, baby.
All right, Saccharoon, let's
go.
Let's give you the credit where credit's due.
Yeah, baby, I went good.
You cheated. Saccharoon should be praised this week, and he's going to be praised because I actually jotted down the records, and I'm offended. He went a whopping 5-0. Jason the King Jarvi was in second place at 2-3, and I went 1-4. And I had the lock of the week being New Orleans beating the Colts at Lucas Oil, and I was completely wrong. And shame on me.
What we got this week?
Good, now that that's over.
Let's get to the picks, baby.
Oh my goodness gracious. The Week 9 predictions brought to you by my pubic hair. Question number 1. This isn't length or girth. Saccharoon, don't look at me like this. Game 1. Nick Foles. How I miss him so much. Travels to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings, who are favored by 3.5 with the over-under at 40. Jason the King Jarvi.
Give me St. Louis. I like what Todd Gurley's doing.
Over-under.
I will
40.
go under.
Under. Saccharoon.
I agree 100% with Jarvi. St. Louis and the under.
St. Louis and the under. Oh, my goodness gracious.
What's the next game, Vinny?
Can I make my prediction? I'm going to go with Minnesota. I like what they're doing. And I'm going to take the under. All right, game number 2, Washington. Kirk Cousins travels to Foxborough to take on Tom Brady and the entire Gillette package. Minus 13 over-under at 52, Jason King Jarvi.
Give me New England
To cover?
and give me the over.
Wow. Saccharoon, go ahead.
I'm a guy that always likes the points, so give me Washington and the over.
You would.
You get 13 points is a lot. Kirk Cousins will keep it close. Maybe
Dude, every time I go against New England,
maybe a little Michigan State competitiveness. Maybe we'll get another soundbite. That soundbite from Cousins was awesome. You like that? You know it, baby.
I want to take New England in the under. They always cover the spread. They just do it. Game number 3. Oh, Aaron Rodgers tries to redeem himself by playing the undefeated Carolina Panthers. Green Bay is favored by 3 with the over-under at 45.5. Jason the King Jarvi.
Give me Carolina.
Ooh.
I like what Carolina's doing. I think they have a very good defense. I think Denver kind of gave
The blueprint.
the blueprint on how to beat them.
Wow.
And I'm gonna go Carolina and give me the under.
I like Carolina, but I like it to be a shootout. Aaron Rodgers is going to want to prove that he can actually make the throws to his receivers. Denver did a good job not allowing the receivers to do anything. So give me Carolina and the over.
I think you guys are on drugs. I'm going to take Green Bay. You said you want the over?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to take Green Bay in the over. Last but not least, Sam Bradford tries to find some kind of an arm in offensive line and life. He goes to Dallas to play Matt Castle and the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness gracious, they're 0-5 in the last 5 games. Jason the King Jarvi, the over-under is at 45.5, dude.
Give me Dallas. Give me the over.
Really?
Yes.
Sack. Philadelphia over-under 45.5.
Final game, I don't like Matt Castle. I don't like that, what their offense is doing. I don't know. There's something weird's going on with Dallas. Give me Philadelphia and the over.
I'll tell you exactly what's going on. It's Matt Castle. I couldn't agree more. I'm going to go Philadelphia as well. Put the over. That'll pretty much do it for the NFL picks for Week 9.
I think that'll pretty much do it for this episode.
This was fun. And if I figure it out, it was recorded. I figured out a way to save it to my phone. Maybe it'll go up on YouTube and live forever. You want me to keep it posting it or just let it die?
Post what?
I don't
The
care.
Periscope video, now I know how to save it to my phone.
Care less.
It's up to Vinny.
All right.
I don't care.
Good show, guys. I had a lot of fun.
You did?
Yeah, we talked about the Lions. Got a little bit of the frustration out. You guys are having fun. You guys did really good.
I didn't
It was a
get any
good
of
podcast.
my frustration out. But I'm about to because I'm going to go watch Monday Night Football.
All you got to do is look at your phone, man. You had some nice pictures in there. Hey,
I love John
I
Gruden
think I
so
might.
much.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco saved my fantasy football team last week with his triple.
I hate fantasy.
triple
Don't bring it
three-wide
up.
banana.
I was, Jason, you would not believe this. If you check our Twitter page, I was down 100 to 13 in an hour.
I saw that.
Wow.
You believe that? Is that bullshit or what?
It's incredible.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
That's what happens. There were a lot of 1 o'clock games.
Yeah. Well, you don't expect Breeze to have 4 touchdowns in the first
No.
half. And I wish for once I would be on the receiving or the the giving end of that, but I was whooped.
That game, that was childish. That was like arena
It
football.
wasn't even fun. Even all the mistakes I made, I left Snead on the bench. I left Floyd on the bench from San Diego, who dropped 24 points. It wouldn't have mattered. I'm down like 150 to like 60 right now, and I got Gore and Luck. I'm screwed.
Yes, you are.
I go nowhere. It's done. What are you going to do? This is a great podcast. 36th episode of Motor City Sports Rant. I had fun.
No, thank you.
And
Motor City Sport. Oh,
I
go ahead.
am Jason Jarvi.
Dude. What's my name? I'm Vinny Stubbs, Motor City Sports Rant, DetroitSportsPodcast.com.
Okay, nice idiot. You. Bye-bye.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Loser.
Ah!